Okay, FanAd daily video for September 6th here. Before we get going, we're going to analyze results of yesterday. Looking at this was our analysis. If you remember, well, let's talk about the first game. The first game we were strongly recommended the over because of the horrible starting pitchers and the horrible bullpens. And we said this is a good Vegas bet to bet the over. We said 12 to 15 runs should be scored. Well, if you look at the results here, 15 runs were scored. Now you see that Kansas City didn't score many runs. Here's why. Anibal Sanchez for the Tigers, he lasted one batter. He got hit in the leg and he had to go out. So, we rely on both the pitcher and the bullpen. And so I don't know who they put in, who they rotated in. It could have been another starter. So Kansas City stopped hitting. So, those things you just can't predict. But we still overall were correct, and hopefully you guys made some money on a good bet on the over in that game. Okay, so now let's analyze the contest. That was the FanDuel contest. It was the second two games there, the Cleveland game and the San Francisco-Colorado game. We had said we were going to put 6 entries in. We're going to use Danny Salazar as our starter, even though we didn't think he was going to last very long. Well, guess what? He lasted for, I think it was 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 4 runs. And if you look at this right here, that's all the runs the White Sox ever got. We talked about the bullpen being good. That was backing him up. They did back him up, and the White Sox didn't score another run the rest of the game. We were going to use Cleveland sluggers and Colorado and San Francisco sluggers, which we did. We ended up entering 6 entries at $3 each, $18 investment. Our confidence level was 6 to 7. We didn't make money. We lost $4. We just got unlucky with the players we chose, the sluggers we chose. But the analysis was fairly correct, fairly accurate, and hopefully you made some money and chose better players than we did. All right, so let's dig into today's contest and analysis. These 3 games, I'm not going to analyze the bottom one. That's just a gimme for you, because the contest that we're going to join today on FanDuel only has the top 2 games, the Milwaukee, Cincinnati, and Minnesota, Tampa. And if you look at it, again, we always start with looking for a pitcher, and it's really pretty easy to find a pitcher today.
Okay, I'll make it as easy for you as I can.
If you look at, here they are. Obviously, we're not going to use Milwaukee pitcher. He's had a bad PR, awful recency, a horrible bullpen backing him up, so not interested. We will use Castillo with a 110 PR plus, and we're going to put 2 entries in. One with Castillo, he's got an average recency. He's got a really good strikeout rating. We don't like the fact he's got a bad bullpen backing him up, so when he leaves the game, who knows what happens, but we're going to use him. And then down here, we've got the pitcher for Minnesota is coming up from AAA, so we're never interested in that. We don't know how he's going to do, so we're not going to use him. We will use, however, Blake Snell from Tampa, great recency, good PR plus, and a good strikeout rating, and he does have a decent bullpen backing him up. So 2 entries today, one with Tampa pitcher, one with Cincinnati pitcher. And then we look at our sluggers, and here's where you have to make some decisions.
Life is more complicated now. I mean, we have to make decisions about everything.
What we're going to do is we're going to put in, on our entry with Tampa pitcher, we're going to use Tampa sluggers and Cincinnati sluggers because they're facing a bad bullpen. And they also have, Cincinnati and Milwaukee have good home run ratings and bad bullpens over here. So again, our entry with Tampa is going to have Tampa sluggers, and hopefully they hit against this rookie from Minnesota. And then we're going to put in Cincinnati sluggers. So Cincinnati and Tampa on that entry. The one where we put our Cincinnati pitcher in, we're going to put Cincinnati sluggers and Tampa sluggers. And going back, we might actually put a 3rd entry in here. So let me just recap. 1 entry with Tampa pitcher, Tampa sluggers, Cincinnati sluggers. I think we'll put another entry in with Tampa pitcher and use some sluggers from Milwaukee, just because we like Milwaukee's home run rating here, and we like the fact that Cincinnati has a bad bullpen, and if for some reason Castillo doesn't pitch well today, Milwaukee could get a few hits. So 3 entries today, 2 with Tampa pitcher, 1 with Cincinnati pitcher, and mixing up the sluggers per what I just said. Our confidence level for making some money in this contest today, we're about a 5. We think we could make some money, so we're not extremely confident, but we could do okay. So we're going to put our confidence level at a 5. Before I close out here, I want to point out below this video, you can see the red button. You can get the full FanAd for the day and find other contests that you may want to enter that we didn't analyze. Below that, if you submit your email address, we'll send you these 3 games plus 1 bonus game for free. And below that, there's a 15-minute video. We strongly recommend you watch that to understand how to interpret these indicators, especially if you're getting the full FanAd and you don't have my analysis. And again, you can see things differently than I do. On the analysis, you can interpret the numbers differently than I do, so you should always learn how to do it yourself. If you're watching this on YouTube, click in the description below the video. There's a link in there. You can click on that, and you'll come to a page where you can get all of that information that I just mentioned. All right, good luck today in your contests or wagers, and we'll be back at you tomorrow on Thursday.